All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Pokemon, and today I've got some unfortunate news for those of you guys that are into grading your cards. So as you guys already know, PSA, which is the most popular card grading company for Pokemon cards, they suspended their grading a few months ago until sometime in July, where they hope to reopen and reallow submissions for grading with PSA. Well, their biggest competitor, Beckett, better known as BGS, Beckett Grading Services, who I know I've sent a lot of cards to, and I know a lot of you guys have been sending your cards to Beckett as well, in lieu of sending them to PSA, which this is why this announcement sucks so much, because Beckett was kind of our big alternative. It was the really the only player in grading that really fetches comparable prices to what a PSA card would fetch. So Beckett just announced in this article, so this article is titled Beckett Announces Plans for 2021 National. So in this article, they talk about their national event, but if you scroll down to this section right here, this is the important part. Starting June 7th, Beckett will suspend all grading submissions other than our premium level. All orders that are submitted under the Express, Standard, and Economy level will be returned to the customer ungraded. The reason behind this decision is simply to allow us to focus on the growing backlog we have and to get as many cards back to customers as possible before the National. This is not ideal for anyone, but something our competition has done, referring to PSA there. We now feel that this is the right move for Beckett. Again, this is going to be temporary and something we believe will improve our availability for the remainder of 2021 and into 2022. So they do say it's temporary, but they give no indication for how long this suspension will last. It also says Beckett will strongly encourage and recommend all customers begin using our online submission form when submitting BGS or BAS orders. Using this platform will create a much more efficient order and submission process. Confirmation updates, moving cards through the system will be positively affected and shorten the timeline. So there you have it. I saw rumors of this going around yesterday, but I didn't see it officially confirmed until I read this article that now Beckett is joining the list of grading companies that is overwhelmed. They got so much backlog. They're getting so many orders, more stuff than they can keep up with. So now they're shutting down and they're not accepting anything new, which absolutely sucks because ever since PSA shut down, I've sent hundreds of cards to Beckett, 3 express orders and multiple bulk orders. And now the only tier left is the premium level, which is the most expensive level they've got. So that kind of sucks for people that are trying to save a little bit of money on grading. So what does all this mean? Number one, I think it sucks for a lot of people because a lot of us want to grade our cards. I'm going to be opening a lot of cards over the next month, and I'm going to want to get graded. So I think between now and the 7th, I'm going to try to open a lot of stuff and try to overnight everything like on the 5th to BGS. Get all my orders filled out on like the night of the 5th and get that package out overnight, and hopefully it'll arrive at Beckett on or before June 7th. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do. I'm probably going to open a bunch of stuff and film a bunch of videos in the next couple of days so I can get those cards out to BGS and have some submissions at least waiting and ready to go. I actually just dropped off another order today, and that's going to be overnighted to Beckett. So that should definitely be there before this cutoff. And I think I had 200 cards in that order. I had a lot of cards in this recent order. So I've got a lot of stuff with Beckett. I've got a lot of orders they haven't even started on that arrived there and haven't been logged at all. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with that, because Beckett doesn't say here that we have time. They're not saying submit stuff between now and the 7th. They just say that all orders that are submitted under the Express, Standard, and Economy level will be returned to the customer ungraded. So even if you start your submission before the 7th, like if you start it today, like you start your online form and then you get that finished, but the package doesn't get there until after the 7th, are they just going to send your product back, your cards back? That's what I'm kind of interested about. And the other thing that I'm interested to see is how quickly CGC gets overwhelmed. CGC is kind of the 3rd tier grading service right now, who I also have a lot of cards with. A lot of people said CGC was much faster than BGS and Beckett, but my cards have been with CGC for a while, and I have an express order with them and a bulk order. Neither one of them has been updated or anything. So CGC doesn't seem to be much faster. Actually, my express order got there on May 10th. I'm making this video on June 2nd right now, and they've not even touched my express order at CGC. But CGC is kind of the 3rd tier grading service. A lot of people don't really want to pay for a CGC slab. They don't fetch as much money at auction. And it's really I would say it's significantly less prestigious than Beckett, because Beckett and PSA, you can still see some really similar price points between the two. Overall, you might see Beckett fetching a little bit less than PSA, but overall, they're very, very similar in price point, and there's some opportunities to actually make more money with a Beckett Black Label 10 versus a PSA 10, and I've actually seen some cases where a Beckett 9.5 actually sells for more than a PSA 10 because of the inconsistencies with PSA grading the 10s. Some 10s look better than others, some 10s look worse than others. So Beckett and PSA are really comparable. CGC is on like a whole nother level down. So when PSA shut down, a lot of people naturally just started sending everything to Beckett because they fetch very similar prices. But I'm curious to see, with no other options left, Beckett and PSA, the two big dogs, will both be shut down, I'm assuming for at least a month. They're both going to be down because PSA, nothing until July, they said, and Beckett is kind of indefinite. I would assume it would last for the month of June at least, because they talk about this this event at the beginning of this article. They talk about this event called their national event, which I think the date was July 28th. Yeah, July 28th. So that event is at the end of July, so I'm thinking they're going to suspend grading until at least then. So Beckett and PSA are probably going to both be down for at least a month or two. And CGC is kind of just going to be left on its own, you know, fending for itself. So that's going to be the interesting part, is how many people actually go to CGC. Will they get overwhelmed? Because like I said, I think because Beckett and PSA were so comparable that when PSA shut down, a lot of people felt comfortable switching to Beckett. But I don't know how many people are going to feel comfortable switching from Beckett and PSA to exclusively grading with CGC, or how many people are just going to wait till July or August or whenever Beckett and PSA reopen. So that's what I'm going to be interested to watch play out, is whether or not CGC ends up getting overwhelmed. But yeah, the news apparently is true. Beckett is suspending grading. So right now we're kind of we got our thumbs in our butt right now, kind of waiting for them to open grading back up, because I really don't know. It sucks because a lot of people, like, I open a lot of stuff, and I open it with the intention of grading all the best cards of what I open. So I open a lot of expensive sealed product, but the kind of the cost proposition there is that I'm going to be grading it, and it's going to increase the value of what I opened. Just kind of sitting on all that stuff, opening boxes and opening packs and sitting on all the cards that I want to get graded, knowing I can't grade them, is going to suck. And I'm sure it's going to suck for a lot of you guys as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you think about this? Is it a good idea? Bad idea? What do you think the implications are going to be on other grading companies, and even more, you know, larger scale? What is this going to mean for the graded card market? Is this going to raise prices because there's less cards being graded? Is this going to decrease prices because less people are wanting to get cards graded? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Give it a thumbs up if you did, in fact, enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Pokemon, signing out.